Greetings, Cleveland, and welcome to Creative Focus, the show that illuminates some of Cleveland's most talented and creative artists across the genres of dance, film, music, theater, and visual arts. I'm your host, Cornell Calhoun III, and I'm thrilled to have as my guest today on Creative Focus two young and amazing artists from the Center of Arts-Inspired Learning, Miss Andrea Staton and Miss Makenna Reddix. Ladies, welcome to Creative Focus. Let's chop it up. So, tell me who you are artistically. Andrea first.
Who I am artistically? I don't know.
Who are you artistically? What makes you an artist?
What makes me an artist? My creativity and my enthusiasm. How you say that word?
Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that, yeah.
And the way I could just light up a room when I walk in it or when I present my art. And that's who I am artistically.
Super feeling. What about you, Makenna?
Artistically, I'll say I'm vulnerable. I like bringing vulnerability and just passion into my poetry to connect people.
Why is it important for you guys to be artists? What do you enjoy about being an artist?
I enjoy the fact that you can work for yourself. You don't have to have anybody telling you what to do or how to do it. You can show who you are through your art.
And what about you, Makenna?
I'll say, as a person who's very academic, art for me is an escape and it's sort of a coping mechanism. So to be able to have that brain break and to have multiple passions and be a multifaceted person.
So how did you two get affiliated with Artworks at the Center for Arts-Inspired Learning? How did that come about?
I didn't know anything about Artworks until a friend of mine sent it to me. She was like, I know you love to do art and you haven't did art in a while, because I was kind of having a big artist block at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And she had introduced it to me. I signed up and I got in after doing the interview. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that did change my life because I met so many new people and I opened up a lot more because I was real closed in. My first session, I'm not gonna lie, I was very shy and to myself, but they helped me open up a lot. And I was kind of shocked that they could even get me to open up because I'm not so used to trusting people.
Right.
But the environment was so trusting and just welcomed me with open arms. It was I really like all these people and I could see myself here for a good long time.
Great. What about you, Makenna?
For me, honestly, with social media, my cousin had been in Artworks before, and Mr. Hill loves to post throwbacks.
Mr. Hill, yeah.
Yes. So I saw pictures, and I was like, hold on, that's my cousin. And then I just looked at the organization, and I liked some of the values. And I also hadn't found an artist program in a long time. So I just applied, and after my first session, similar to what Andrea said, I was able to see myself in the program, and I just applied myself.
So, Andrea, you're a visual artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And are you a poet? Do you consider yourself a poet, a rapper, or both, a combination? Or?
I consider myself a writer, just in general, but I am more on the side of poetry.
Okay, so I'm gonna put y'all on the spot. So, Andrea, tell me first off how the process comes when you decide that you want to do a piece of art. What happens? I mean, you see something, somebody says something to you. How does that work for you?
So in the process of me making my art, it'd be crazy. I be having so many ideas. It's so hard to just choose one and then you have a certain amount of time to make it and finish it. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big procrastinator. Anybody will tell you, I will take my art pieces home from artwork and be like, yeah, I'm gonna work on it while I'm at home. I'll bring it back and nothing to be worked on. And then the day before artwork's live, I go home, it's crunch time. Somehow I finish the whole piece and I'll bring it back and they'll be like, whoa, you actually got it done. I'm like, yeah. So like when making a piece and like having to choose between so many different ideas, the way that I do it is first I ask everyone around me, like, what's our theme? Like, what y'all trying to like make all of our stuff look like as together instead of making it all look like separate pieces. We all like the togetherness of it and how all of our pieces come together as one when they're presented. And we'll all kind of pick a theme and we'll lean on that theme. And that's how I pick mine. When I'm by myself, it's a struggle. I just try and pick which one best interests me at the time and means more to me. Because when I make a piece that doesn't mean a lot to me, you will see me kind of be like, I don't really care for this one, or I don't really want to do this one because it doesn't mean anything to me. And so
do you do a lot of pieces and you start and then stop and then never go back?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Because if it isn't speaking with me anymore, I'll be like, this is honestly a waste of my time, and I'll go start something else that I want to do.
Right. That's good. Okay. What about you, Makenna? What's the process when you decide you want to write or when you want to create something?
Honestly, it could be anything. It could be a conversation I had, and it'll just stay in my mind. A lot of times I write at the lake. I love the water, so I'll go to the lake and I'll write. Anytime I could write. I write a lot, so.
What do you want the audience to take from your artwork, Andrea?
I want them to take that you could be a procrastinator and you can still get it done, because like that's one of the main things I struggle with. And I struggle a lot with telling myself I can't do it. So with having the artworks community tell me that I can do it and I can get it done, it just really like, it resonates with me. Cause it just like be the times where I'm just down in the dumps. I'll be like, I cannot do this. I don't want to do it. And they'll be like, you got this. You can do it. So when people see my art, I want them to know that I really push through a lot to get that piece finished. Like it wasn't just all easy and it wasn't all happy moments. Like I really be down in the dumps and I'd be like, this doesn't look right now. And I'll have somebody like Mr. Hill and Ms. Kazar be like, it's just the beginning. It's layers when it comes to art. And you have to get past those layers to see it truly come to life and stuff like that. So when I hear things like that, I want people to also like hear that with my art or see that with my art, because that's what made me actually get the piece finished.
Okay, what about you, Makenna?
I want people to realize that vulnerability can be a strength when I perform my pieces, especially in the most recent times, because I'm kind of focusing on bringing those thoughts that nobody really talks about into my poetry, to make that a safe space, because I think vulnerability is a strength and it connects. And half the time, if you just verbally spoke out about the things that you're going through, it would be somebody else that resonates, instead of feeling, alone. So to feel connected through my pieces.
Shoot me something right now.
Oh my goodness.
Don't hesitate.
There's something so special about the way you see the world, the way your mind floats when life's problems are hurled. Do you sink or do you swim, live to survive or to win? It's all in those questions. So, have you ever wondered why life feels like it's moving and you're at a standstill, scared to grow, so you've opted to be fenced in, a gated community that resides in your mind, feeding you those delusions, keeping you satisfied by those lies? Everything I need is here. Right here in these 4 comfortable corners. A lot of people focus on staying into those comfortable corners, and I have a piece that I'm working on to kind of bring people out of that shell and to show you that there is something in real life. And when you aren't enjoying life or when you're feeling down in the dumps, sometimes you just have to push yourself out of that comfortable corner. So.
Outstanding. Outstanding. So I know both of you were at the 100 Black Men event a few months ago. Talk a little bit about that, because I know you performed and some of your work was sponsored, right? Talk a little bit about that. That was major. Mr. James Wade. I actually had him on my show earlier. So talk about that event, because that was huge. The mayor was even there.
Yeah. I got to showcase one of my first pieces that I made at Artworks, because at the 100 Black Men event, they were talking about one of their main reasons for the event was to talk to young Black men and get them out of the streets and out of violence. And the piece that I showcased, that the charcoal drawing of my cousin, he died due to being in the streets and being in all types of violence and stuff like that. So I wondered if he had people like that, you know, or been in something like that, he would have probably still have been here. And they really liked that I said that. And the mayor really liked that. I got to take pictures with him holding the piece, and that really meant a lot to me, because yes, I do feel like if it was more communities like that my cousin would still be here if he got the time to have seen something like that, or seen a program like that, or heard of it, that he probably would have joined and would have been a totally different person and wouldn't have passed due to being in the streets and being in something that had nothing to do with him.
How long ago was that?
That was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. His birthday just passed. He would have been 21. So.
And how difficult was it for you to create the piece?
It was really hard. Like my master teaching artist, Ms. Kazar, had to really help me push through to actually making it and creating it. But it was really hard just to be looking at the picture, because I have to look at a reference photo, looking at his picture for weeks, creating it, having to like really, yeah, it was really hard. And then seeing his mom reaction and my family reaction towards the piece, it was hard to see too, because, you know, it really, I was my first time making something that big. It's like a really big portrait, and it was around the time his passing date had passed. So it was just really hard for everyone, and his mom was just so happy about the piece. She was like shocked.
Where's the piece now?
It's at my home.
It's at your home.
But I did get prints for his mother.
Okay.
And she has it hanging up in her living room. And everyone has a print of it. Everyone comes to my house to come see it. And everyone loves it. They always post about it around his birthday and stuff like that.
Outstanding. What about your experience there, Makenna? Because I know you performed there.
Mm-hmm. Well, at events like that, one of my main focal points is to always try and make connections. So from that event, of course, poetry is a little bit different from visual arts, because you can't necessarily give somebody something tangible, but you can leave an impression. So from that event, I joined Junior Mayor's Association, Mayor Bibbs Junior Mayor's Association. So I was able to tap into another side of my advocacy work. And that really meant a lot to me, because that's where I'm trying to go career-wise. And I just appreciate opportunities that the Center for Arts-Inspired Learning have given me and others. And I just really love community work.
Let's take a look at that clip. We have a clip of your performance at the 100 Black Men Gala. Let's take a look.
A little bit about me. I am Makenna Reddix. I'm an 18-year-old senior at Cleveland Early College at John Hay, and I'm also finishing my last semester at Calhoun Community College in my associate's work. I have been a writer for my whole life, and today I'm proud to share a piece with you called Power of the Tongue. There's a lot of power in my tongue. Notice I said my. Many of you know the saying, power of the tongue, but I say my because I sit pretty in the privilege of having power in my vernacular. I'm very careful of the things I say, because what you state comes back tenfold is fate. So I'm very cognizant of my speak, even if that means having to reach for a much better speech, because it's so much better to be mindful than mindless. But that ain't so common these days. People just go around saying what they say with no regards of the way that words can truly affect people. But that really has to change, and that change can start with you. Truth is, everyone here has power, but it's important to find that vernacular. Use it to call action, be a champion for something spectacular. The way you articulate things can alter so many rooms. You never know how much your words mean until it clicks. And then boom. Thank you.
Cleveland is more than a city. It's a collection of neighborhoods, each with its own heartbeat. From the corner store to the community centers, historic landmarks to hidden gems. Every ward has a story, and we're here to tell it. Meet the residents, explore the businesses, celebrate the culture, and feel the pride, one ward at a time. This is Welcome to Our Ward, where Cleveland is home. Only on TV 20, our city, our story. So do you enjoy doing events like that? You seem to.
Yes, I love doing events like that. I love especially being around a whole bunch of African-American people in powers of position and things like that. Those are really inspiring to me, and I always call myself a sponge because I will soak in the things that are around me and the people and stories. I love just watching and listening.
What are you proud of, would you say, at being at the Center for Arts-Inspired Learning?
I'm proud to be able to sit here today because I was never a person that talked a lot. I still don't talk a lot in my regular life, but I was never a performer. I only ever wrote, I competitively wrote like short stories, but those are behind the scenes. I've never been in spotlights or talked to cameras. And I think being around people who do pour in and tap into those skills, it helped me come out of my shell and realize the importance of also, being the face of your work as well as, pouring into the quality.
What about you, Andrea?
I just like being the person that people can come to because they know I do get these opportunities and things like that. And at Artworks, a lot of people do come to me for advice, or if they do get similar opportunities, they'll be like, Drea, how did you do this? Or how did you prepare for this or prepare for that? I love when people come to me for help.
Yeah, that's it.
And also being here today, like Makenna said, I'm not the type of person to speak in front of cameras or also be in the spotlights. I get nervous a lot. So being here today and actually being able to talk is like a big accomplishment for me, that I didn't bow out of it, because usually I am the type to get the last minute jitters and be scared to talk or whatever, but I'm glad that I'm actually here sitting here and talking to you guys.
I'm glad you're here too, both of you. So talk about some of the mentors at the Center for Arts-Inspired Learning that have really pushed you guys to be incredible artists.
My top three are Mr. Hill, Mr. Woody, and Miss Kazar. They always push me. Oh, wait, also Miss Shelley, my top four. They have really pushed me to just really come out of my shell more with these opportunities that I've gotten. Like, I would have never seen myself being able to talk to the mayor or give out my business cards to prominent figures in the Black community and actually get commissions from that and stuff. So to be able to get those opportunities just because they forced me to step out my shell, and I'm really happy for that, like the forcefulness of it, of like, girl, you better get out there and do this and stuff like that. So those are really like my top four people. They really did help me a lot. Like, it was just mostly me coming out my shell and actually being able to be confident in myself and in my art.
What about you, Makenna?
I would say Mr. Hill, because he makes the environment, he kind of sets the tone for how every session goes. Mr. Woody, he's definitely big on polishing you as an artist as a whole, and he does a lot of great things in the community as well. And then I would say Asia Grant, because she she was actually my photography co-op teacher, and I'm not a photographer, but I think she challenged me to step out of my comfort zone again, and I appreciate a challenge. So.
And we're talking about Mr. Darrell Hill, who just happened to be my student at Glenville, one of my premier actors. And I tell you, in terms of mentorship, it's an incredible feeling as a mentor when you see your students go on and carry the torch. Incredible guy. So I understand why he's one of your favorites. Talk about your future as an artist. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do?
I really want to be a tattoo artist. Right now, I'm just trying to focus on getting into whatever colleges I want to get into to learn more about anatomy and things like that, because I want to make sure when I do tattoos, I know how to do them correctly. I know when somebody twists the body part, how the tattoo would come out. I want to know how to properly do faces and be able to just look at something and just create it, or be able to freestyle on someone and them being confident in my freestyling on their body because it is permanent. But I've also looked more into, being a part of the artworks community has also made me look more into like being a teacher. I love to teach little kids how to do art. And seeing Miss Kazar do it and her be so happy about doing it, and also hear about other people in my co-op wanting to be a teacher or to teach younger kids, it really, I don't know, that made me want to look more into that, because I'm the cousin that all my cousins come to, like, hey, can you teach me how to draw this, or can you teach me how to make this, and I can really see myself doing that also with being a tattoo artist, because like I said, being your own boss, you'll be able to get far doing what you want to do, and you can also do your little stuff on the side being an artist. So that's what I'm.
What about you, Makenna?
So currently I committed to the illustrious Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, and I plan to go into psychology, and my career aspirations are to open up a holistic wellness center. So just transitional housing that actually has resources. And the way I want to use art in that is art can be used for therapeutic reasons, for coping reasons. And so in coming up with transitional housing and those resources in areas that need them, just prioritizing art as a way to, pour out energy and to get activities and to get kids off the street and, just give people something that, you could tap into different skills people never knew that they had just by being a resource where you need to be. So I plan to just keep art with me wherever I go professionally, and also try and tap into that.
When did you first begin to write? Do you recall? And what the circumstances were?
I think I was 3. My mom bought me she would buy me a whole bunch of
your mom's
books.
a teacher too?
Yes, my mom is an English teacher. So yeah, I've been writing since I was really, really little, and I used to have my older god sister actually write the words for me, and I would just draw the pictures for my picture books because I wasn't able to physically read or write. So I started then.
And what about you, Andrea?
For as long as I can remember, I've been drawing and doing art. Really, for as long as I can remember. I just remember them always pushing paper my way, markers, pencils, always providing me with those things. And then I just really remember my dad, he's covered in tattoos head to toe. So the art on other people's bodies, I just used to always notice that and be like, whoa, like somebody drew that on you, it's permanent. And that's what really made me want to get in tattooing. Like, you really have to trust somebody to put art permanently on your skin. Yeah. That takes a lot of trust, and that takes you being aware of who you are yourself. Because usually when someone gets a tattoo, sometimes it means something to them. So you really have to understand who you are and trust that person to put that on your skin. So for as long as I can remember, I've just been an artist, really.
Okay, we're going to do some comparisons now. I want you to compare Andrea now from back when she first came into the Center for Arts Inspired Learning.
Whew.
How have you evolved?
I would say my confidence level is way up high right now. Like when I first joined Artworks, my confidence level was real low with my art and myself, like I had said before, and being a part of that community and them just pushing me to go bigger, harder, and just pushing me to be the best I can be, it really has grown me. Like, I wouldn't even recognize myself. They really have helped me be more in tune with myself too. Like, I've learned more about myself being in Artworks than I have outside of that. Like, just opening up more, being more trusting, helping other people, actually doing community work. Mr. Woody got me into doing a lot of community things, and just being more a part of the community, being more in tune with myself. I've really grown, and the procrastination is more lower now than it was before. Like, I'm really starting to take it more seriously than I did in the beginning, because all my life people have told me that art it's not a real job, you don't make a lot of money, and I've came to Artworks and I see people own their own studios and getting commissions worth thousands of dollars and them being their own boss. And that really just made me like realize that art is a real job. Like, I can do this as a job and I can make it if I really put in the work. So yes, I have taken it more seriously now than I ever would have in the beginning, now that I'm actually seeing people actually make a living off of this. So,
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Makenna?
For me, I'll say at the beginning of Artworks, I was definitely more shy. I was very reserved. I've always been somebody people can talk to, but I would never, at that point, I wasn't talking first. And I would just say I wasn't like she said, confident. There was probably little to no confidence there, specifically in an artistic context. And now I'll say, and not only am I a little older now, so I'm a bit more cool or swag, I guess. But I'm able to. I will talk first. I'll go first. I'll be a light in different rooms, because I realize that that's just another way where you can be vulnerable. If you push yourself first, other people are gonna come. So I have a better leadership style now than before, and I respect listening and listen first, talking later, things like that.
Yeah, obviously Artworks is a tremendous program, because I'm so impressed with you two young ladies, and I know you're gonna do great things, whatever you decide. Thanks so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it, and tell your dad I'm gonna call him, all right?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So that's it, Cleveland, we're out. But remember, a true artist is not only inspired, but inspires others. I'm Cornell Calhoun III for TV 20 and Creative Focus. Until the next time is our time. Be well, be safe.